What is going on, guys? The Difference is All Gaming with my review of Naruto chapter 700+7, and this chapter has so much content, and not only that, so much was going on that this review will definitely be a long one. But the chapter itself, it starts off with a color page, and we see now that like Shin and his clones, they are so freaking pale. They are like ghosts. Now I had no idea, they'll be this white, because to me it seems that Orochimaru was a kind of a experimenting what maybe like that's who remains, because obviously when I first saw them and in their color scheme, that right there is what reminded me of them. But we do learn now that all of these, all these kids of Shin, they are pretty much the clones that were like made by Orochimaru, because we do learn now that that when Sakura had brought Orochimaru, that right there is when Shin told her that Orochimaru was his master, and so learning that now. I like to me that right there definitely raised a few questions. Oh, and also we also got this awesome color page of Boruto, Sarada, and I believe the name is Mitsuki. Now hopefully we will learn more of Mitsuki, because right now his character, I am definitely interested in him, because I definitely recall people saying that right here might be Orochimaru, in some kid's body. But obviously, with like this chapter, that right there is definitely, not the case. Hopefully, Mitsuki will get some kind of background, reveal, quite soon. But we see now, not only was Orochimaru Shin master, but Shin here was like one of his former experiments, and we learn now that the way these clones were made, it was by Orochimaru taking Shin's, teeth and nerves, and that right there allowed him, to clone him. And so now, right there, that right there made me feel horrible for Shin, because obviously this guy has no freaking teeth, because Orochimaru, pulled him to make clones, and I feel bad for him. But right now, Shin here pretty much does not care about these clones, because obviously they are not his real kids. And they're like spare parts for him. But we see now, going back, to Naruto, Sasuke, and Sarada, we have Naruto and Seijiro looking, or trying to find Sakura or Shin, but sadly he cannot locate, their chakra. And to me, I find that a bit disappointing, because Naruto should like master Seijiro, and maybe it's just me, expecting too much. But I would think now Naruto can find someone, no matter how far they are. But obviously it seems that even his range in Seijiro, it definitely has limit. Or it's possible that that they might have some kind of barrier, to block it out around their Akatsuki base. But obviously now, like both Naruto and Sasuke realized that Orochimaru definitely has some types into this, especially Sasuke, because he realized that when he saw, Shin's arm and saw, all the Sharingan in it, that right there reminded him of when he fought Danzo, because Danzo had all the Sharingan in his arm, and of course, the one who gave him that arm, or did it for him, that right there was Orochimaru. And so now we see, Sasuke like wondering, what did you do about Sarada and and Chojo, because obviously it is possible for Shin, or maybe one of the clones to come after them again. But obviously Naruto realized they'll be a lot safer if they come along with them. And so now we see, like Chojo here, like being herself, and obviously, right now, nobody really cares about Chojo, because right now her character is definitely more of a comic relief kind of character, rather than want to be taken, seriously. But we do see now that at least she was trying, to like lighten the mood, and that right there, was like rather, nice of her. And pretty much now, Shin here, even though this guy is so freaking hurt, he still had the time, to like ramble on and rant, and pretty much all he was saying was like, the kids are no more than their genes, and pretty much, like this guy would look looking so much down on children as well, that he pretty much thought, you know, like nothing important to them, which is why he feels no real attachment to the clothes around him, which is why he can do whatever he wants, because obviously, you know, even though they are a clone of him, he killed one for an organ, you know, with no problem at all, because he saw it as nothing more than like flesh and spare parts for him. And so even the process of making a child, you know, to him, it does not mean, you know, that much. And this guy right now, Shin here, is definitely, you know, a bit of a weirdo, but obviously that right there is because, you know, like pretty much Orochimaru, you know, messed this guy up. And so we see now, you know, this guy, like, so we see now he feels that, you know, humanity cannot evolve, you know, without war, because in the last war we saw all the powerful techniques, you know, like come out of nowhere, and not only that, after the war humanity had grew and evolved, and all these advances were like made, and so he feels that, you know, to do this even. To do this again, you know, there must be another war, you know, to push that along, and that right there is the reason why Akatsuki must exist. And we even have, you know, Sakura like call him out as a dumbass and saying he has no idea what it means to be, you know, like to be a parent and have a child, you hold very, very close to you. But now we see, you know, Sakura, I mean, not Sakura, we have Sarada, Chojo, Naruto, Sasuke. They are finally at Orochimaru's base, and we see now that Yamato is not with them, and so Naruto is still calling him Captain Yamato, and Yamato, you know, feels a bit weird about that, and so he did not want Naruto to call him that. But we see now Naruto cannot do that because he says, "You will always be Captain Yamato to me." And we see now this guy got really freaking old. Now he was not that old, you know, in part 2. Now I looked it up and it said between 26 to or 27. And now to me, I do wonder just how much time has passed because this guy looks so freaking old. Now I do know that he was like definitely used a lot, and obviously, you know, he was also helping them rebuild the village. So maybe that right there kind of like put the body along too much, and it caused him to look a lot older than he really is. But right now, I definitely, you know, feel bad for him. But it was funny though when like Chojo was saying, "Yeah, I don't think this dude is my dad," and to me, that right there, you know, to like made me laugh my ass off. But now we see now that Yamato, he cannot go in with them. He must stand out, you know, and watch in case Orochimaru does try to, you know, try to pull something. But now we see that, you know, when they all head in there, Sasuke still remember, you know, this hideout pretty well now. But we see that when they do go inside, they were like greeted by Jugo and Sugetsu, and so to me it was like definitely surprising, you know, to see them again, especially, you know, Sugetsu. Because I do recall, you know, back you know, in part 2, you know, like close to the ending, you know, during the final war, when Orochimaru came back, you know, Sugetsu was like scared shitless of him, and now to see that he is still with Orochimaru all these years, to me, it is definitely, you know, kind of surprising. But these two definitely haven't changed. But I do wonder now if Jugo can't control himself and not go crazy like he used to back in part 2. But now we see that when Sarada, you know, sees them, she definitely recalls seeing him in the photo. But now we see that when, you know, Sasuke here had told them, you know, to take to where Orochimaru was, Sasuke wasn't in sage mode, was kind of surprising. But obviously, you know, he should be on guard. But he told Sasuke that would be unnecessary. And so now we see Orochimaru, and once again, this guy is young as hell. So obviously, you know, he has definitely, you know, switched bodies again. But it seems like this time he might be using a female body again because I do believe back in part 1 he wasn't a female body before, but it seems that now he might be doing that again. But it seems that, you know, like at least Chojo, you know, she cannot figure out her gender at all, and so I do wonder if that right there, I do believe that right there might be because his voice is like very masculine, or well, not very, but obviously, you know, you can tell that when Orochimaru, you know, really speaks, he does have a masculine voice, so that right there might be why Chozo couldn't figure it out. But to me, it was like definitely hilarious though that she just that you know, Chozo was like wondering if it was possible that Orochimaru, you know, was her parent, you know, if he'd be her mom or dad, and that would had be dying. Even though Chozo really has no importance right now, to me at least, she is like definitely funny. But Orochimaru, you know, to me he was definitely acting a lot more calm and a lot nicer than you would think, because you know he let them in. He like showed them around. And he even told them, you know, about Shin, because right now, obviously, you know, that right there is what they really want to know. And so now we see now that when Orochimaru takes them into another room, we see now, you know, once again he's like working on a clone, and we do get, or we do learn at least the truth about him, about how he was like very devoted to Itachi. You know, he was like obsessed with him, and so obviously that right there is why, you know, Shin had wanted to kill Sasuke at the beginning of the Ninja Gaiden, because you know Sasuke was the one, you know, to kill him, and so we see now that right there is why Shin it pretended to be, you know, a Uchiha and not, you know, a true member, because he was just so obsessed with like Itachi. And so now we see now that Shin here, he had a very unique body where he can accept anything into his body, and it would not rejected at all. And we do see now that in one panel Sakura actually did, you know, save him, or maybe it is possible that like Shin that Shin here might have did it, because obviously, you know, he can't control two of it like his eye, so it is possible that like even if Sakura did not save him, he could do it on his own. But we learn now that these clones that like come from Shin, they are on a whole new level, because they have their own personality, their own thought process, their own existence. Like these here are real people, and the only way, you know, like they disappear, you know, you have to kill them, and that right there is like definitely kind of shocking. But obviously, you know, a body like that Orochimaru, you know, was like definitely, you know, obsessed with. And so, you know, he hit me all these clones to learn more about Shin every time. But I do wonder, where in the world did like Shin get all those Sharingan from? Now, it is possible, you know, that like maybe Orochimaru or Shin himself, or whoever is doing this behind the scenes, it's possible that maybe they found, you know, Obito's room that had all those Sharingan in it, because right now, like there's no way I can believe that Orochimaru found that room and would not give himself, you know, two of those Sharingan. To me, I find that, you know, very hard to believe. So I do wonder what in the world was like going on about that. But now we see that like Sarada, she was definitely intrigued by this, and wanted to know more. And we have Orochimaru, you know, asking her if she like want to, you know, like judge that for herself. And so now with the, you know, like now we have Chozo telling her, you know, don't do it, because they don't even know that this guy's a man or woman, because like he was saying she is like, it's freaking me out. And to me, you know, like Chozo had me dying. Now, even though, you know, like right now, I don't care, you know, much about the character. She is definitely, you know, that needed comedy to not make it, you know, like too serious. You know what I'm saying? And so now we see now we see that, you know, when like Sasuke wanted to know where Shin was, we have Orochimaru, you know, taken into another room, but Sarada, you know, had a completely different objective mind now, and she got, you know, Sugetsu to like come on with her, and so now we see that, you know, they go to some room because Sarada wants to know, you know, who her mom is. And so when Sarada, you know, tells her that she has no idea if her mom, you know, it's Karin or Sakura, we have Sugetsu freaking out, and he says, you know, he had no idea, you know, that this Sasuke was that much of a pimp. And to me, that was also pretty funny as well, because, you know, his reaction, it was like definitely priceless. But now we see now that, you know, apparently, you know, apparently some part of Karin's DNA it like left behind in her desk, and that really is, a bit weird. But Sugetsu was looking for it, and we do see now that, in a flashback panel, we do see Karin, like older. So I do wonder if that really was like recent, or it could have been, like from a year ago, so to say. But we have no idea how long that was. But at least we see Karin now, like around their age. But now we see that we have found that, and also got some Sarada DNA as well. When they were comparing it, in the machine, it does turn out now that without a doubt, Karin is actually her real mom and Sakura is not. And so now we see that when, Sarada finds that out, she was so quiet, but she does start crying because right now she was thinking about Sakura. And so now we see that, Sugetsu, when he realizes what he had just done, because obviously that right there, could open the gates of hell itself. He quickly gets out of there, and so now we see when he does find Naruto, because Naruto was there watching them. Sugetsu does feel like that he might do the wrong thing by doing that for her, but right now obviously. Naruto was like definitely pissed off, but yes, Sugetsu was right. The one that Naruto should be mad at, it was definitely Sasuke, because he really messed up, and he dropped the ball here by not telling his daughter who her real mom is. But now we see Sugetsu pretty much left it in Naruto's hand. And when Naruto went to get her, Sarada was like quiet at first, but then she had called Naruto a liar, because he at one point told her, truth be told, your whole personality is a spitting image, of Sakura-chan. And so right now, when Naruto told her that we gotta save her mom, Sarada, called him a liar, and she got pissed, saying, why the hell should I go off? Why the hell should I have to go off to save someone who is even my mom? Those people, they've been lying to me my whole life. I don't give a shit about them anymore. And we see now that her Sharingan is activated. So right now, Sarada is pissed, and I do wonder, maybe Sasuke will be, a good dad for once. And calm her down. But like I said, this chapter to me, it was incredible. I loved it. To me it was definitely to me it was definitely great. And so for that, I feel like it deserves like a very high score, maybe a 9 out of 10 or possibly a 9.5. But of course, I would love to hear what you guys thought about it. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really helps me out. And you guys take it easy. I will see you all next time.